Yes, Dhanashree, you can go.
Welcome all to the 291st chapter meeting of Bani Toastmaster Club. Our club provides a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me explain some basic rules of this meeting. Please mute your microphone when you are not speaking. Also, rename yourself by prefixing with your meeting role or with Toastmaster if you are with TM if you are an active Toastmaster of any club, or with guest if you are not a Toastmaster. Please put mobile phones on silent mode to avoid any distractions when you get a chance to speak. Be cognizant about your body movement, multitasking, and backgrounds. You can download backgrounds from Toastmaster website. Yeah, and use your chat box for any questions or comments. For feedback, send it as a one-to-one message only to the speaker. Please clap or use clap emoticon whenever the control is transferred. When you begin speaking, the correct protocol is that you have to greet in a following manner, saying good evening, presiding officer. If any area club officer is present, then you can address them, and Toastmaster of the day and fellow Toastmasters and guests. So with that, over to you, Shubham.
Thank Dhanashree for addressing the meeting and start the meeting on time. So thanks for the commencement of our 291st chapter meeting of Bani Toastmaster Club. Allow me to call the meeting to order. So good evening, everyone, my fellow Toastmasters, district officials, and our guest Toastmaster Advait. So welcome to 291st chapter meeting of Bani Toastmasters Club. And as Advait, this is your first meeting with our club, so a special welcome to you. As we don't have today, as today we don't have any guest, I just asked Advait to introduce yourself in front of everyone in the meeting, and then we will go for it.
Hello everyone, my name is Advait. I am currently serving as the Vice President membership of Kolhapur Toastmasters Club, but I reside in Pune. I am also in my final year of BBA at MIT WPU, which is also the same college as Saish, and that's the reason I know about Bani Toastmasters Club. I'm looking forward for the meeting, and over to you, Shubham.
Thanks, Advait, for your introduction. I hope we meet your expectation from our club and our speech learning programs. So as some of may know and other may observe during the meeting, Toastmaster is self-paced program that allows everyone to learn about their communication styles, their public speaking, and their interpersonal skills. So to get to know more about the Toastmaster and our club, anyone can reach out to our VP membership, who is not here in the meeting. He is Toastmaster Preet. If any guest is there, so I will share your contact with me. I will share your number with Toastmaster Preet. As a communicator, have you wondered if you have the attention of your audience and they engaged with you? I struggle with this a lot, more especially over past few months with any kind of Zoom meeting or any kind of person, any kind of new person when I'm trying to interact with them. But after practicing this thing in the Toastmaster and in our fellowship session and interacting with different events, different roles and different kind of speeches, it helps me to develop myself as a better communicator as well as better moderator and better listener. And this is the thing Toastmaster give to us. This is give a self-learning platform that help us to develop ourselves towards different skills with the help of our program. So to help applause and to go forward towards our meeting, to help this to understand more about our Toastmaster meeting and our Toastmaster curriculum. To handling today's meeting, we have someone who is very enthusiastic Toastmaster, and he's Toastmaster from very long time. We all are learning lots of things from him, from his speaking sense, from his leadership sense, and from his managing sense towards each and everything. He's very enthusiastic biker also, and engineer. So I like to call up on stage Toastmaster Sanjay on stage and hand it over to you for today's meeting.
Thank you so much, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Shubham, fellow guests, fellow Toastmasters and guests, everyone who's joined us today. It's great to see all of you at this meeting. Before I start off, I hope all of you are doing well and staying safe wherever you are. I think there are 3 guests who've joined us, or is that a member, someone with the name iPhone?
All our guests there.
Okay, great. We have 3 guests who've joined us. Good evening and welcome to the Bane Toastmasters Club meeting. This is your Toastmaster today, and I am really excited to be here. Albeit the fact that we have just 9 members, where it's perfectly all right. Times are tough, times are uncertain, and we really can't blame anyone for the moment that we are in at present. Not everyone is keeping well, not everyone is as safe as we might be at the moment. So the one thing that I would like to start the meeting off is being considerate to one another and being mindful of what the others might be going through in this scenario. I hope all of you are doing well. And now time for us to get started with today's meeting. What do all of you think whenever you hear the phrase Carpe Diem? What is Carpe Diem? What comes to your mind the moment you think or hear Carpe Diem? Have you come across this phrase earlier?
I have searched and I think it's the one French. It's a French word and it's a book name, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. It's a
So,
book name. Okay,
yeah.
that's what you have to say. Anyone else?
It sounds like a Harry Potter spell to me.
Sounds like a Harry Potter spell. Okay. Well, I must say it's more like a spell, but what do you think it is?
In my sense, it's like mark this day.
Mark this day. Close with where they are. Any of the guests who've joined us, I think we see Anupriya, Anand, Sachin, Ajinkya, and someone by the name iPhone. I'm sorry, I'll have to call you iPhone till I get to know your name. I know that's not your name, that's the name of your phone. But if you would like to help us with what you think or your understanding of Carpe Diem is. Live in the moment. Great. Thank you so much, Ajinkya, for helping us with that in the chat box. I think that is great. And you see that some people are giving you a thumbs up. You will find out why. Well, okay, great. Now that we have all attempted or tried to take a guess at what Carpe Diem means, Carpe Diem translates to seize the day or seize the moment. Live in the present and don't worry about the future. What better time to realize this phrase than right now? Who thought that our life would change this way? I remember, very vividly remember, 2 years back, we were having in-person meetings. Life was amazing. We were all happily enjoying, laughing, jumping around the campus, and we had a great time at the meeting and post the meeting too. We had fellowship, fun, lots of coffee, masala pav, vada pav. Well, I don't want to talk about food, but who thought of it back then that we would never get to meet as often in person? Well, at least it's been almost 2 years now and we haven't gotten the chance to. And what better time for us to realize that we need to live in the present, seize the present moment and completely enjoy the present moment that we are living in. Because as a Hindi phrase goes, or the title of a Hindi movie goes, Kal ho na ho, which means who knows whether tomorrow will be there or not. We will be there or not in tomorrow's date. Well, on exactly the same note, I wish all of you the best as we enjoy today's meeting to its fullest. A little brief about Toastmasters, what this meeting is, what are we all doing here? You might think we are strange people. We're all sitting here and staring at each other on screen, especially for the guests who've joined us. Toastmasters International is an organization that helps people work on their communication and leadership skills. It helps people become better public speakers. And the best part is all of this is experiential and self-paced. There is no teaching. When I say teaching, there is no theory. It is a lot that we do just by practicing, just by learning, by doing things ourselves. And that's exactly what we are here for today as well. Today, all of you, the guests especially, you've joined us for a chapter meeting. This is a weekly meeting of Baner Toastmasters Club. Now, what happens in this meeting is we have 3 sections. The meeting is going to be divided into 3 parts. The first part is going to be the prepared speech section, where we will have members of the club who've enrolled into Pathways, which is the education program, deliver a prepared speech with certain set objectives and with a laid timeline and guideline. The second part is the table topic section, the impromptu, my favorite section, and I hope it's all of your favorite too, if not your scariest one, is the table topic section, where you will have the impromptu speeches going on. We'll have the table topics master help us with that session. And the third part is going to be the most important, if you ask me, the most differentiating and unique feature of Toastmasters, which is the evaluation section. The evaluation of the speeches, the general evaluation of the meeting, so on and so forth, will be conducted there. Now, is it possible for me to do all of this by myself? Well, I want to seize the moment. I want to do all of this, but it's not possible for me to do all of this alone. It's not possible for any one of us. It's difficult for us to really be able to multitask how all of this works. So in order to help me with the proceedings of the meeting, there are certain set role players of the meeting. And I would like to start off by welcoming someone whom we heard right at the start. This person started off the meeting on a great note and ensured that we are all ready, attentive, and listening. Someone who laid the ground rules, who is a software senior engineer at Dell Technologies, Pune. Her interests involve reading, mostly humor, travelogue, self-help, and trekking. She says she joined Toastmasters to specifically improve her tone of speech, overcome fumbling, and make like-minded friends. Please put your hands together for our Sergeant at Arms, who started off the meeting right at the beginning, Toastmaster Dhanushree, who will also be serving in, who will also taken up another role, and we'll hear that soon. That was the Sergeant at Arms who started off the meeting today. Now, it is important that we keep a track of time. Well, it is said, Carpe Diem, while I was reading one of the examples, it's a Latin phrase. I think someone said French, but it's a Latin phrase. And it was once used in a movie where, you know, the protagonist went and said, Carpe Diem, which means seize the day, completely enjoy the fullest moment you are in. While we need to enjoy the moment, we also need to be mindful of time, especially in a meeting like this where there are a lot of people involved. And to help me with the time and to keep the time throughout the meeting, we have someone whose hobbies include traveling, photography, exploring new fields, designing. One interest that I know of recently that this person has is podcasting. He says he joined Toastmasters for self-development, and he wants to become a successful entrepreneur and work for developing and mentoring young entrepreneurs. Please help me welcome our timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thanks, Sanjay, for this wonderful introduction. So as a timer, my role is hello, yeah, it's visible.
Yes, we can hear you, Shubham, and we can see you as
well. Okay, sorry. Yes. So as a timer, my role is to take track of time. If we complete some task on time, it will make great impact. So in Toastmaster, we practice from our address to our speech, to our evaluation, to our each and every activity will be on time. I will take track of time for every role players and every evaluations going through with speeches. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shubham, who's serving in multiple roles, who's doubling up or rather tripling up, I must say. He was the presiding officer, not a role to say so, but helped us with his speech. And that was the role of the timer. Well, this is to remind all of us, including me, that there is a timer hovering around and we cannot go on forever. With the timer role being done, I'd move on to the second role, which is absolutely significant and important in today's meeting. If you ask me why it's important, I'll explain after this person explains his role. I'll not steal the thunder from what he has to share. Please help me welcome someone who is a student with MIT WPU, like you heard, whose interests are yoga and reading. And he says he joined Toastmasters to develop his personality and build leadership and communication skills. Please put your hands together for our counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Sayush.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjay. So my role as a AHA counter is for the member to understand the benefits of language by pauses. For example, there are many pauses that we apply in our life, but how it reduces the impact of the language. Hence, I am here to help all of you to overcome such pauses along with some filler words that are also the obstacles in our language and in our communication. Such pauses are and such filler words are like and such words are like, you know, basically, actually, but, and, or. You must be applying this, all the filler words whenever you communicate in English, maybe in your school or maybe in your workplaces. You must be experiencing, for example, many people use, you know. Then I was doing this, no, I wanted to say this, but like this. So this all pauses should be reduced, and for that I am here to help you by applying the way of applying your energy by increasing and reducing it whenever you communicate or whenever you talk with opposite person. So always, if you apply the energy whenever you communicate, it will remind you, it will sense you that you are going to make a pause. Hence, you can overcome it in a very easy way. So this is one of the trick which I am going to share you. First thing is using your energy, and second thing is breathing process whenever you communicate with people. So all the best. Hope that how much I find should be less, or even if it is more, you make mistake, because making mistake is only a step towards progress. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay, and at the end, I'll report what is the progress.
Thank you so much, our counter Toastmaster Saish, for helping us with the role. Well, one reason I was telling all of you why the role of the R counter is so important or significant. A lot of us say that I want to speak fluently, I want to speak fluent English, I want to be flawless in communication. If you ask me, and I'm sure the R counter and all of us will agree, that being flawless or being fluent means eliminating all of the crutch sounds, all of the unnecessary pauses and the filler words that we use. That was the role of the R counter. I hope I'm not using too many R's. I got to be mindful. Otherwise, the R counter will present his report and count the number of R's, so's, you knows. Well, these are not fillers. I'm just using these words right now. Now it's time for us to have a look or invite the third role player, someone whom we've already introduced. This person is going to help us with grammar, and I call this person the grammar Nazi of every Toastmasters meeting. Today, to play that role, please help me welcome once again Toastmaster Dhanashree, who's doubling up as the Sergeant-at-Arms and Language Evaluator, aka the grammarian of the meeting. Over to you.
Thanks, Sanjay. Yeah. As a grammarian, my responsibility would be to listen to everything that is said during the meeting and to take notes and reports, report any particular effective usage of grammar and grammatically incorrect speech. As a grammarian, it is also my task to present the word of the day and the phrase of the day. So yes, today's word of the day is metal. That means the person's ability to continue in spite of difficulties, or to cope up well in difficulties, and spirit and resilience. The usage would be: the contestants proved their mettle by completing the triathlon. And the phrase of the day is pencil in, meaning to put someone or something that may be changed later on a schedule. So some temporary, or I can say, arrangement. And the usage are, we should get together. I'll pencil you in for 6 o'clock today. Or we have penciled in a meeting for Tuesday afternoon. So something which is temporary, but it could be finalized that way. Yeah, and I encourage each one of you to use the word of the day and phrase of the day during your stage time. I request the audience to show the thumbs up on the screen or use the emoticon when anyone uses the word of the day or phrase of the day. And I'll present my report when I'm called for in the end. And yes, so anyone wants to try for phrase of the day or word of the day?
As a placement coordinator, I penciled in the date upon which the new company will be arriving for placements, and they will be checking out the mettle of the students.
That's great. Thanks. Over to you, Sanjay.
Thank you so much, language evaluator, grammarian, Toastmaster Dhanashree, for helping us with us. I have penciled in the next 60 to 90 minutes of all of your time for today's meeting, because I know that all of you have the mettle to stay with us in the meeting despite whatever challenges or odds we might face. We heard the tag team. Now, what is the tag team? We had the timer, the R counter, and the grammarian. The tag team is going to help us to make sure we stay on track, on time. We do well on the R counts. Well, we don't do so well and have very little R counts, and we do absolutely well on grammar. That was the tag team. And we also have someone who's observing the entire meeting right from the start. Well, I'm sure he's observing himself too, because he's doubled up with and playing two roles today. Please help me welcome our general evaluator, Toastmaster Saish, to the meeting, who will be with us in the general evaluation section soon.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. Just a second, please. Okay. So my role as a general evaluator is to note how role players play a particular role. For example, I'm going to note each role has to be played in a very structured way. I have to note tag team, evaluators along with the role players, but not speakers. This is why speakers are evaluated by evaluators themselves. Hence, I am the general evaluator and topmost banana of this meeting, because I am the one who is going to evaluate the evaluators itself. So this is my duty to flourish some of the values of each role player in you. That's where you can become and you can develop within yourself. The way we play the role player, we flourish within ourselves, and self-growth is automatically being boosted. Hence, a general evaluator is one going to give you some learnings and some lessons. Take it positively, do not take it negatively. If you take it negatively, it is a very strong way that you improve within yourself. Accept the criticism, and hence accept the criticism in positively way after accepting it in a negative way. So this is my role for today. I am going to report at the end of the meeting the feedback and the timing of the meeting, along with some of the guest feedback and some of the role players who have done very well and who needs to improve very well. Still, their progress is in progress. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Saish, for helping us with that. Now, before I move any further, I have a lot to share with all of you, and we have multiple sections, but I see that we have our guests who have joined us. And since they joined us just about, we started. On behalf of the presiding officer, I'd like to take the introductions of our guests who are here today. Guest Anand.
Hi, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Hi, Anand. Yes. Oh, well, I'm sorry. I just said that we'll take an introduction, but let me mention what all of you have to share. The first thing is you will not tell us your name, because we can see your name on the screen. So please don't tell us your name. We know your name. You can tell us where you're joining from, which city or which part of Pune, if you're joining from Pune. Second, you can tell us about your profession, if you're okay sharing what you do. Third, you can tell us how you got to know about the meeting. And fourth, what you expect from this meeting. Well, I think that's a lot, but let me reiterate my name. I'm not going to say that, but I work with Mahindra & Mahindra, say in the digital and telematics team. If I were in Pune, I was in Baner, and I got to know about this meeting from my friend, and I'm expecting to have a lot of fun here. This is how the introduction will go. We'll start with Anand.
Sure. Thanks, Sanjay. Coincidentally, we work in competing companies. I stay in Pune, in Baner, and I work with Bajaj Auto over here. And I largely take care of investor relations over here at Bajaj Auto, which essentially includes speaking to a lot of people within the investor community, with people outside the organization, including management within the company, and explaining to them what the performance of the company is. So essentially a lot of communication in my role. and I wanted to improve it from where it is today, right now. And definitely that's my goal to why I've joined this. Uh, yeah, so that's about it. If there's anything that I missed.
How did you get to know about the meeting that's happening?
I had spoken to a few of my friends about this, and one of my friends recommended this. And similarly, I was also surfing for some of the communication experts on Google, wherein Toastmaster appeared as one of them. And I thought I should maybe try this and figure out if this works for me.
Great. Thank you so much. Welcome, Anand, to our meeting. And we really hope that we are able to fulfill what you are looking for or what you're having in mind to take back from this meeting. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you so much, Anand. We'll get in touch with you. Meanwhile, I'd suggest all of our guests, please drop in your details, as in, I mean, we know your name, like I'm mentioning again, but your mobile number and email ID to either the President Toastmaster Shubham or the Vice President Education Toastmaster Saish, since our Vice President membership isn't available. They'll be pinging you on chat box to get those details. Let's move to our next guest. I can see Ajinkya Nichat. If you can also turn your video on, if that suits you, not a compulsion, but it'll be great to see you as well.
Yeah, hi. So I'm not able to turn my video on right now, but maybe I can give an intro about myself.
Sure.
So I am Ajinkya. I reside in Pimpri Saudagar, Pune. So I work in Vodafone as a data scientist, and I came to know about this Toastmasters club through one of my friends. She's a Toastmaster herself. And I have been since quite some time searching some ways to improve my presentation skills and my public speaking, and that is why I thought of this, and I went through the site introduction about Toastmaster and thought that maybe it would be a good thing for me to start.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Welcome, Ajinkya, to our meeting, and we really look forward you have a great time. Thank you for joining us. Let's move to guest Sachin.
Hello. Good afternoon. I'm calling, or I'm joining from Calcutta. I was in Pune. I used to stay in Baner, and I have personally joined Toastmaster when it was in face-to-face. I'm working in Quaker Houghton. It's a petrochemical company in a marketing department. And definitely, I mean, I want to hone my communication skill. So, of course, I mean, whatever I am today, as one of guests said, I want to go to the next level, actually. So I feel that this will be the best platform. So I joined, and in past, I joined once or twice, but could not be a regular member. But now I have decided it's not a January New Year resolution, but I will be a regular member. Thank you.
Great. You know, Sachin, I remember I'm not sure who else was there, but I was there at the meeting when you had joined us as a guest. It's great and really pleasant to see you back at Baner again. And we're really glad you've decided to join and continue your journey as a Toastmaster. Thank you so much for that. Okay, let's move to Anupriya.
Hi, everyone. I live in Balewadi, and I work in a software company in Balewadi itself called Mini Orange. I am the COO there. So I was actually looking at Toastmaster for quite some time. A colleague of mine had mentioned it. And I'm actually looking to work on structuring my communication, because I think when it comes to communication, there's always something or the other which you can improve. So that's the reason I dropped in a message. I also looked at many other different things using which I can say improve my communication, but I think the best way to do it is just do it and keep communicating again and again. And I think Toastmasters could be that platform where which would help me. And so yeah, that's why I'm here as a guest, seeing if it fits.
Great. Thank you so much, Anupriya. We'll make sure it fits. Thank you so much for joining us. And all of our guests who've joined us, you'll all be glad to know, I think like Anupriya was saying, that the best way to learn communication is just do it. You can't learn swimming by watching how to swim. We really have to dive into the pool. And all of the guests, you will have an opportunity to speak at the table topic section, the impromptu section that will come up next. Please do stay along with us. And Carpe Diem, make sure that you live in the present moment. Don't worry about what's going to happen as an outcome of how you speak and how it goes about. Those were our guests who joined us for today's meeting. It's really glad to see how our numbers increasing. And it's now time for us to jump into the first part of our meeting today. That is the prepared speech section. We have one speaker today. We were scheduled to have more, but like I had mentioned at the start, owing to some health emergencies, two of our speakers could not join. Hence, we'll have one speech. And for our guests, the speech that is going to be delivered is basis certain objectives, certain guidelines in Pathways, which is the education program of Toastmasters. And before I call upon the first speaker, the speaker is going to deliver his level 2 project 2 speech from the path Dynamic Leadership. And let me welcome the evaluator Toastmaster Advait to help us with the guidelines, the evaluation guidelines and details of the first speaker and the only speaker for the day.
Thanks a lot for cooperating me for these few seconds. So, Toastmaster Shubham is going to deliver I believe, level 2, project 2 from the Pathways Dynamic Leadership, Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of his speech, the purpose of this project, is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his primary style. And the purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of his style on others. The time of the speech is 5 to 7 minutes, which will mean the green card will be shown at 5 minutes. The yellow card will be shown at 6 minutes. The red card will be shown at 7 minutes. And after that, an additional period of 30 seconds will be provided to the speaker to wrap up his speech. The title of his speech is 3 Tales. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Well, before Toastmaster Shubham is being called on, thank you so much, Evaluator Toastmaster Advait, for helping us with the objectives. The speaker whose introduction we've already heard, I think once or twice, is our presiding officer and someone who's an aspiring entrepreneur who loves podcasting. Please put your hands together for our speaker for today, Toastmaster Shubham. Toastmaster Shubham. 3 Tales. 3 Tales, Toastmaster Shubham.
Thanks, Sanjay. Sesh, can you please share a screen for the timing for my speech?
Give me just one.
So I can see the cards from your side.
Just one.
As I am delivering a speech, so it will be fair from my side if you are sharing it.
I can do it to Toastmaster Saish if required.
Okay. Sanjay, can you? Okay.
You want me to share my screen? Shall I do that?
Yeah, you can. If you have, you can.
Yes, anyone can.
Okay, Sanjay. Okay, thank you.
Toastmaster Shubham, please confirm if my screen is visible.
Yes, it's visible. Am I audible and visible both?
Yes.
Okay, time up, you can start. Communication style. Hey all, are you understanding what my eyes are saying? Or what my eyebrows is saying? Sash, are you understanding what my eyebrows is saying to you? Hey Sash. Or what my expression is saying? Are my expression signifies what I want to say? Are you understanding what I want to say with all this kind of expressions? I hope it's not easy to understand. That's why we come towards our communication part. It's difficult to understand any kind of sign language or any kind of language that was not vocal communication. And that's the reason our vocal communication is the major part of communication. And in this kind of vocal communication, we have different styles. And in my today's speech, I am going to tell you about the style and my prominent style. So good evening, presiding officer, district officials, DTMs, Toastmasters, and dear guest. So today I tell you 3 tales from my life that helps you to understand different kind of communication style and what kind of communication I can do and what kind of communication happens with me. So my first story started once upon a time when I just passed my 12th and my father told me, you have to do mechanical engineering. So I told, I can do any kind of engineering like computer science, information technology, or anything. But my father told me, no, you have to do only mechanical engineering. And his very confident statement with his very confident word and his decision that he imposed on me, he's very confident about this thing. I'm able to complete this mechanical engineering without knowing my capabilities. And yes, after 4 years, I'm able to complete this mechanical engineering with good grades. So this is the kind of communication happened with me and my in between with me and my father once upon a time. And this is very direct kind of communication. He thinks of it. He know my capabilities and he just guided me. You have to do it. I don't know why he's very confident about this thing and why he said it to me, but he's very confident. He directly said it to me. You have to do this. So this is the kind of communication that we are going to say direct communication. In our workplaces, in our daily life, we all are facing this thing, sometime in our offices, sometime with our friends. Some friends are very direct towards us. They are saying, no, we have to go there. In our offices, our seniors are saying to us, you have to lead this position or you have to do that task, just because they know about our capabilities and they can put that responsibility on our arms. And that kind of communication we are saying is direct communication. So this is the one of the kind of communication and tale that happened with me, and we all are facing this kind of tales in our daily life. Some are facing with their faculties, some are facing with their bosses, some are facing with their managers. But we have capabilities, they understand it and give us direct command, and we can make that happen. So this is the first tale. Let's go to second story from my life that tells you about different kind of communication style. And let me tell you about this thing. So this is the phase of my life. At that time, I'm not doing lots of very productive things. I'm just roaming here and there and exploring things. And that time my life is like, if I planned, I have to take rest, and at the point of time, I will go and just sit at the place and do that kind of thing. So once in a while, I do some kind of physical activity, like in 365 days, only for 5 days. So I can do this kind of thing that time. So I plan to do trek. Before that, I'm not going to attempt any kind of trek or any kind of physical activity these days, And this is very moderate trek. So I visited one trek school and registered for it. But after seeing the after effect of trekking, I am getting frightened. And that time I think it's difficult for me. And my mind started changing. I'm becoming dicey about my decision to join the trek group or not. And I put the mail to them. So I want a refund only. I don't want to join you. Next day morning, I got a call from that camp admin. That track camp admin called me, and he talked me in very normal tone. He never asked me why I'm not joining or anything. He's just asking me about my daily activities and what kind of thing I'm doing, why I registered. He just asked one question: why I registered, what my mindset at the time of registration. And he heard all my words. We talked for at least 45 minutes, and in that 25 minutes, he heard me. And after that, he started his communication, and he started with some stories, like how he helped different peoples from different age groups to do track and do the different kind of physical activities. And they're able to do that. And I'm young, and I'm doing this kind of thing, and I'm saying I'm not want to do, and I don't have any kind of rigid reason to back out from this. So the track camp manager, this supportive and cooperative communication style helps me to understand what I'm going to do. After that, he's started with his story, how this track will be going on, some kind of adventurous story, some kind of motivational tales in between the camps, and what happens in the previous camps, and all this kind of journey. He's just go through with all this thing. And at the end, he told me one very inspirational point of this story. One 65-year-old person come to his, and he told him he wants to track, but he needs some assistance from him. And he gives them all this kind of assistance, and he helps them to give them all the insights towards the place, what's the height, what's the location, which is the point, all this kind of thing. He let them know, and he helps them to go to the trek and coming back to the camp. And this kind of fun and energy in him that directly come towards me, and that creates my mind, that create my mindset to go for the trek, just because the energy he has, the enthusiasm he told, the enthusiasm I show in his tales, that inspires me to join the trek. And his communication style, I found, was his great initiation and the supporting communication style that inspires me to join the trek. And these days I'm able to do lots of trek in a month. I'm able to do two or three treks. So this is the kind of communication that helps each and every individual to initiate, or leader will support their teammates with their supportive communication skills. Leaders has to make their teammates to take initiation, and after that they will support them towards what they're going to what's the part they have to do. And in that, if they need any kind of support, their leads are there. So supporting communication and initiation communication helps each and every person to be in the team. If you are new in the team, your team lead, if supportive, you can survive and you can become more better day by day. So this is the second mixed kind of communication, that was initiation and supporting communication. Let me go to my next phase of the story. It is from my MBA days. And that days I am very famous about my designs and branding work. And as you all know, MBA colleges are famous for is management events and different kind of events, sale ka khel, and different kind of events happen in the MBA colleges. And they need lots of branding, and this branding needs lots of public relations campaign, branding campaigns, and for that they need design. And for them, I am their one of the first choice, just because I give them work with good quality and on time delivery. But the major reason they choose me, that's not my design, That's my framework in that I'm working. I always prefer to work in the process. I always prefer to work with some structure that helps me to check my flaw if I'm doing any kind of mistake, and that helps to deliver my work with perfection. So that's the reason they are going to choose me as their first choice. So as lots of event is going to be happen in the college, and with this reason, they just want to choose me apart from any other designer or any other person who are going to help them. But in the but that's the reason with the help of this structure and the process I'm going to follow, like design thinking or any kind of process that we are going to follow, we are able to deliver this thing, and I'm doing same thing in my work. I'm able to serve in multiple events at the same time without degrading my work quality. I'm able to deliver my work with the same quality and with demanded delivery time. So whenever I talk to them, I put my estimates on the basis of my analysis of what kind of efforts I have to put on that work and what they demanded from my side. So on the basis of analytical decision, I'm going to tell them my calendar on which date I'm going to deliver the work to them. And this is my kind of communication style. I prefer to talk in my recent job role or anywhere anywhere I'm serving. So this is the kind of communication style we are going to say, analytical communication style. And this is my communication style with the help. So this is the thing that I prefer for most of the time. So my communication style is analytical communication style, and with the help of all this story, I told you 4 communication style. First one is direct communication. Second one is initiation, and third one is supporting communication style, and fourth one is analytical communication style. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Thank you so much. Let's all give a round of applause to Toastmaster Shubham. We will now observe 30 seconds for us to provide feedback to Toastmaster Shubham on personal chat. Zoom chat, I think, has not been enabled. Request the co-host to please enable the Zoom chat for everyone, so feedback can be given to Toastmaster Shubham.
Yes.
While all of you share the feedback on chat, I would like to invite the timer for the speech. I served as the timer to present the report, please. And the timing report for Toastmaster Shubham, the speech duration, it lasted 13 minutes and 8 seconds. Please make note of that, Toastmaster Shubham, as the timer. Okay. Providing feedback is not just the job of the evaluator or the general evaluator. All of us can send in our points of view or what we think to Toastmaster Shubham on personal chat. Feedback is like ice cream and chocolates. The more, the merrier. So please share it with our speaker for today. And almost 30 seconds right there. Thank you so much to all of you who have shared feedback. Please continue to type in and send the feedback to Toastmaster Shubham. And that brings us to the end of the prepared speech section. Before we jump into the second part of our meeting, which is the impromptu speaking or the table topics part, I would like to share a small story of how and when I felt the feeling of Carpe Diem. I think someone right at the beginning said that it sounds like a Harry Potter spell. But there was one particular moment where I felt that someone was echoing this entire phrase in my mind. This was in February last year. I was in Manali, and a fun, interesting fact, or sort of a prerequisite for all of you to know before you know the story, is I was extremely, extremely scared of heights. So much so that I wouldn't even, look down from the top of the building, of a 4 or 5 story building. I was that scared of heights, and I'm unsure of the reason why. Now, there were 4 of us in Manali, and near Kulu, which is famous for river rafting and a lot of adventurous activities, somehow it was unanimously decided that we are all going to go and paraglide. We decided that we are going to go paragliding. Now, my inner mind shouted, no, no, no. But because of the peer pressure, there were three others who said, yes, 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 let's go for it. So I said, yes, 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 with no or little enthusiasm that I had left in me. Now, the best part was our ride, or the drive we had uphill to reach the mountaintop before taking off or before jumping. To add on to the miseries that I was going to, and to break all the metal that I probably had, as we were going up, the driver of the Jeep was going off-roading, and it reminded me of the days when I was playing Road Rash on that computer screen back when I was in my school days. Now, looking at the way this person drove to the top, I said, it's better I take a walk down there. And the moment we reached the summit, or the moment we reached the top of the mountain, we got off. And this was exactly what I was doing. I had no idea where to look at. I had no idea where I was, who was around me. And this guide who was around, I held his hand, and my exact words were, please don't let go of my hand. I think I will die. These are the exact things I told him in Hindi. And he said, don't worry, sir, we'll take you along. Now, I realized that that wasn't the place where we were going to jump off from. He took me to the place where we were going to jump off. There were 4 of us. And I said, I'll be the last one to go, because I don't want to be the first one or the second. I don't want anyone to see what I feel. And I said, I'll go last. All of you go first. Well, that also gave me a little breathing time to see how it actually happens. Now comes the time to actually go ahead and take off, to jump. So everyone's gearing up. There goes the people who are there. They are called pilots, by the way. The people who assist us in the paragliding, they join us. So there were 4 pilots who were going to help us with the takeoff, who were going to help us jump. We had one pilot who tied this parachute on, there were 3 of my other co-travelers, and they had all jumped off right there with the parachute being tied there. So the first person went, and I said, can I just go back? Obviously not, because the car had left and I couldn't walk back all the way. The second person jumped off and I had nothing to say. The third person jumped off and I felt numb for a moment. And then finally it was my turn. There was this pilot who was ready. We tied the parachute and we were all there. I did not want to look down. I definitely didn't want to see what we are going through. And there he was giving me instructions, saying, walk this particular way and don't run here, just jump off and you will be in the air. I said, okay, but trust me, I heard nothing. Communication had gone for a toss the other day. And finally, we had this person. I closed my eyes. He kept running. I kept running. I think he pushed me off and we took off. The moment I took off, I felt I was dead. For 5 more seconds, I did not utter a word, and neither did I open my eye. But the moment I did, the moment I opened my eye, I think I heard the entire mountains, all of it shouting in my ears, saying, just go ahead and live the moment. Don't worry about what you are scared of. Don't worry about anything at all. And I think that is one moment where I realized that, yes, we definitely have to go and seize the moment. Have you had such experiences? Have you had such times where you felt that too worried about what has been or what is going to be? For those of you who've seen the movie, The Kung Fu Panda, he says that my son, my friend, you're too worried about what has been and what will be. The past is mystery. The past is history, not mystery, my bad. The past is history. The future is mystery. And that's the reason you live in the present. And that's why it's a gift that we all have. Getting back to the present, not dwelling too much on my past or not imagining or letting all of you think too much about your future. Let's quickly jump to the second part of our meeting, which is going to give you the paragliding feel. All of the guests, don't you worry, brace up, because it is an amazing time for all of you to get out of your comfort zone, if you're sitting in one, to go ahead and to speak. And to help me conduct the impromptu speaking section of today's meeting, please help me welcome someone who loves playing games, reading, and watching movies. He says he joined Toastmasters to improve his communication and some thought process. Well, I'm sure a lot of your thought process have already started getting better, and I'm sure they will continue to. Please put your hands together for our table topics master for today's meeting, Toastmaster Moise. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Sanjay. Very nice introduction of me. So good evening, presiding officers, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster, and dear guest. I seen that lots of we have a guest, so I'm very exciting to this taking this table topic session. So you maybe I am Toastmaster Moise and I am the table topic master for today. So why we are doing this session? Maybe all guests have this question: what is the table topic master? What is the table topic master? So this is the session that we learned impromptu speaking, which if someone is say that go on stage and speaking in front of 100 or 1,000 people in prompt, will you able to speak? Maybe I am also not speak. Maybe you will be not able to speak. So this is the this is the section that this is the session that we learn how to prepare for impromptu speaking, speaking, and which help us to develop 4 skills. It's listening, thinking, organizing, and the delivery of the speech. So I have I have parted this table topic session in 2 parts. First one is a round robin. Well, what is the round robin? So round robin, we where all get a chance to speak for at least a 15 second each, and I shall start to speak, and then after 15 second I will stop and call out the next speaker and giving the last word of my sentence, whatever the last word of my sentence, and then the next speaker need to battle for that next 15 second on the last word. So believe me, this is the very funny session, so don't worry about that, and don't take any much serious about these things. And the second is prepared table topics, which I'm choosing someone if they want to speak in prompt. I have some ready-made topics. Maybe they are interesting if you um, able to do that. So I will call the names, and then I will provide that the topics. So first we are ready to start for round robins. Shubham, can you please share your screen for 15 seconds? Okay, so I am starting from now. So Shubham, you start.
I think you can start, and we can start from your side as a table topic master.
Okay, so in earlier of 2010, Yahoo Messenger, it's a Yahoo Messenger, and its different countries chat room are so famous, and so I spent lots of time and money to in cyber cafe to communicate and making a virtual friend with the world by this the Yahoo Messenger. Now I am calling the someone who speak on this topic, Yahoo Messenger. The word is Yahoo Messenger, and I am called upon Bina ma'am.
Okay, Yahoo Messenger seems like history to me now with all the current Instagrams and other social media that we have, and me being so fossilized at 67 thinking that Yahoo Messenger is still old. That must be a great effect on all of you. So I'm looking forward to better things than Yahoo Messenger. So looking forward to Instagram perhaps.
Okay. Toastmaster Sash.
Okay,
Yeah, the word is the Instagram.
Instagram. Well, Instagram. I too like Instagram. I like posting my DP. That is why friends attract towards me. Many girls are having much shaven and much soft hairs that they face their DP by selfie like this. And this is why I hate Insta.
Shubham, selfie.
Selfie. So this is the revolutionary form of the camera. Some years ago, we are trying to do this from any kind of yoga like this, and we can try to capture our picture. But nowadays, we have front camera.
Sanjay, camera.
Camera. I think I'm sick and tired of looking into my camera, and I would really love to look at people someday soon. Looking at my camera has been so unpleasant. I have to keep smiling at a dead object and look at all of you smiling there too. But yeah, thanks to the camera, we are all able to connect. A lot of people haven't turned their camera on. Please make sure you turn your camera on, and it's amazing.
Narayan, amazing.
Amazing. The amazing things happen in life when we are about to receive the grace of the Lord. So amazing things does happen when we are about to forget the negativities and improve our positivities. It will happen. Thank you.
Ajinkya, positivity. Ajinkya.
Yeah, sorry. So positivity. Nowadays in this world, when we are so much stressed and in the rat race, it's really difficult to have a positive outlook on life. But I feel maybe meditation and yoga would help us in doing that.
Advait, yoga.
Yoga is something which I should definitely implement in my life now. A lot of people have been telling me that yoga is something which can improve my health, improve my flexibility, and it can eventually make it could improve my immunity.
Anupriya, immunity.
So immunity is something which is very important for a time like COVID. Immunity is something which will save us from the disease itself. So it's very important that we focus on immunity and we keep ourselves healthy during this time.
Sachin, healthy.
Healthy mind and healthy body makes you very happy actually, and one should always try his best to be healthy in this current situation, which is very difficult for all of us.
Munish, difficult. Munish.
Yes, please.
Difficult.
I have to speak on difficult topic.
Yeah, difficult topic. It's just for the 15 seconds.
So nothing is difficult in life. If we put an effort for anything in our life, nothing is difficult. Only once we have to face the challenge are difficult, then it boosts our confidence. The next time we will never have problem to face difficult.
Dhananshri, problem. Dhananshri, problem. Hello?
Okay, yeah.
Dhanan. Okay, so I think maybe some audio problem maybe with Dhananshri. So it's a very good session for round robin, and I hope you all are enjoyed, and you all did very good. So can we have a 2 or 3 minutes break, or we can move ahead for 3 minutes break?
We can have 2 minutes break, I guess, as per time.
Yeah, so right now it's 5-5, so we can back 5-7.
5-7. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Moise, I hope you are here. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. So welcome again. So now we are starting a second section, which is impromptu speaking, which is the table topics. So where a few of would get chance to speak, from 1 to 2 minutes on a predefined topics. So to qualify best table topic speaker, you have to speak at least 1 minute and maximum 2.3 minutes. Green at 1, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2 minutes. So I will mention the topic only twice, so you getting your points together, organize your speech, and then deliver. I urge every speaker to use the word of the day and phrase of the day, which Dhananjay has already pasted in a chat room. So I am sharing my screen. I hope everyone is seeing my screen. Yeah. So, Anand, are you ready to go with this table topic?
Just need a little bit of clarity. There are 5 things that I see over here.
Yeah. I will spin the wheel, and whatever the topic it's coming, you have to speak on that topic 1 minute, minimum 1 minute, 1.5, or maximum 2.3 minutes. So are you getting?
Sure,
Yeah.
we can try.
So I'm spinning the wheel. Okay. So your topic is motivation or focus. I think you already set your, some goals for this 2020-22. So if I giving you two things, either motivation or focus, what will be your first choice? You take a motivation or focus. What will be your first choice?
Focus.
Yeah. So yeah, speak about that.
Yeah, I think in today's life, focus is more important. It gives you.
Sorry for interrupt. Just a second. I will share for timing. And Moise, can you please stop sharing?
Yeah.
So I can share screen, and Anand, you can see the timing screen.
Yeah.
Timing sequence is green at 1, yellow at 1.5, and red at 2. So I can start the timing, Anand?
Sure.
Yes, you can go now.
Hello, everyone. I think in today's time, having the focus is very important. I'll tell you the reasons why I believe this is important. But before that, let us understand that today, in every field, in whatever we do, in whatever profession we are, focus is one of the key criteria. Be it somebody who's even a rickshaw puller or somebody who's flying an airplane. I think focus is very important because that determines that where exactly do we want to reach and how quickly we can do that, and with the right focus we can achieve the goal that we have in mind. So it is if one has to prove his mettle in whatever he has to do, I think focus is one of the key areas where one needs to improve upon. So in order to improve the focus, one can do a lot of things. Meditation is one of them. One of the key areas where one can look up to and take some video courses, take some educational coaches, etc. around, and improve their focus onto what they exactly are doing today. other things could be professional help from people who have mastered the art of improving focus, and take help from them to improve that. I think these are one of the few things that come to my mind as the top of my thoughts to improve focus. And once you are improving that, once you plan to improve your focus, one should also, for their daily tasks, pencil down all the important tasks that one wants to achieve in order to improve that focus level. I think with this, one can improve their focus. That's all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Anand. I hope you focus the things and which helps to you fulfill your all the goals which whatever you have set up for 2022. So my next speaker will be Bina ma'am.
Yeah.
So I'm sharing again my screen and spin the wheel. Okay, Bina ma'am, if you lost the taste of food for 1 week, what shall you do?
Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. This is like a precursor to COVID, which I don't want. And the first signs of COVID is loss of taste. So every day I taste my food and I said, I can taste the salt in it. I can taste the sugar in it. And probably the taste is my metal, because if I can taste, I don't have COVID. So God forbid I lose my taste. And the next thing that happens to me is that I get COVID. So no, thank you. I don't want to lose my taste. But since you've given me this topic that if I lost my taste, what I can do, I can turn it around to my advantage by saying that, Bina, you always wanted to lose weight. So you can pencil this in and say that, listen, the food tastes horrible anyway. If you eat a chocolate, it doesn't taste sweet. If you eat something spicy, it doesn't taste that. So just eat enough to fill your stomach. Don't overeat because of your tongue. Eat because it has to fill your stomach. And that way you can reduce your calories and lead a fit life. So yes, I can turn it to my advantage and say that if I lost my taste, I'd lose my weight. But God forbid, I don't want the next thing that follows in that loss of taste means COVID. So no, thank you, dear Table Topics Master. I'd rather my taste, my weight, and my love of life. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. And I hope nobody will lose their taste for food, especially me. So yeah, thank you. It's a very good things. So now, Munish, are you ready for next? Ajinkya.
Sorry, there is a lot of background noise in here, so maybe I'll set this one out.
So are you able to do a table topic?
I think I'll pass on this one.
Okay. Sachin.
Never
Sachin?
tried. I mean, never tried.
Yeah, sure. You can try, and believe me, it's very fun.
Let's see.
I'm sharing the screen and spin the wheel. Whatever the topic it's come, you have to speak on that. So Sachin, your topic is book on your life. So if someone is saying that I want to write one book on your life, so what will be the title of your book and why?
I don't know what will be the title and why.
So
Yeah. Actually, I feel till day there is nothing as such I have done on which a book can be written. But definitely, I aspire a lot many things. But it is not always good to say that you plan to do things. If you want to do, you should have done it. But because of the nature of our life or responsibilities, I could not able to do much. But I have certain plans in the mind. Probably the book can be written on the later part of my life. So as of now, it's a blank book, you can say, which is I mean which is very equivalent or similar to a normal person. But a book to be written, the person must be a special person, or his act must be special. So probably that time has not come. But definitely, your topic has given me a motivation that if not till today, at least in future, someone can write a book on me. Thank you.
Thanks, Sachin, and I hope that time will come very soon. So next, Anupriya, would you try? Yeah.
Yes.
So time, money, and position. If I'm giving you the time, money, and position, what you will be do? And I need these 3 words in your speech: time, money, and position.
Time, money, and position. Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. So when someone is at a certain position, and everyone starts their career at some position, at in that time, what they have the most is time, and what they don't have a lot of is money. Along with that, they also have friends. So they spend time with those friends and are able to have fun and live life. But in chai tapris, in our small nooker and corners, and they always dream of that time when they get to a good position and they will be able to spend money as well with those friends. But as years go on, and as they move upper in the uh, corporate ladder, they find that with a higher position, they are getting less and less time, and even with more money, they are not able to spend that money. And well, all those friends with whom they started out, they have gone to different cities, and now uh, all you're left with is yourself, less time and more money. That's it.
It's great, Anupriya, and I hope you will get your friends back with the same city. I hope God will do that. So
We'll make new friends.
yeah. So Narayan.
Yeah.
So I have only one topic left for you, and which is the long trips and several short trips. What will be the choose of your choice? A long trip in a year, or several short trips? What you prefer?
Yeah. Good evening, Presiding Officer, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. Good evening. Both short trips and long trips. Long trips will be very helpful. In nowadays, we can't think of even long trips or short trips, because as the Omicron is spreading very fast, we have to cut short our trips because we cannot have human interactions that much. And our everywhere it is being almost people are thinking of lockdown and things like that. But we can go for a short trip nearby where you can see some mountains or nature's scenic spot, something like that. And long trip would be helpful if we can, if this virus has been controlled, so that we can move we can move to different places and see what is there in that. And it would be very helpful if this virus is not there. But if in this condition we cannot afford to go for long trip, mostly short trips would be doing on a weekend. We can travel to whatever, Coimbatore, Ooty, whatever, Lonavala, whatever the scenic places, whatever it is open to public. And that's all from me. Yeah. Now over to Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Narayan. And I hope everyone will do these trips after maybe this COVID situations. So, Munish, will you would do that, this table topic? So I think that's it for the today. So timer, can everybody is eligible for vote for best table topics speaker?
Thanks, Moise, for my report. Yes, all the 5 speakers are eligible for voting, all in the range of 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
So we can go for voting now.
I can launch the poll. Just
yeah,
a second. One.
So it's very exciting session, and that's it. Now I'm hand over to Toastmaster of the day, Sanjay.
Just a second, I am launching the poll after that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you can hand it over to Sanjay, and you can launch the poll session.
I request everyone to please vote. Everyone, please vote.
Okay, thank you so much. Let us all clap for Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Moise. I hope all of you have voted for the best table topic speaker. I hope the hype or the analogy that I used for the table topic session was absolutely right. Did all of you get the feeling of paragliding? Well, I never said it has to be scary for everyone like it was for me. It could be great. It could be amazing for some of you. Thank you so much, Table Topics Master, Toastmaster Moise, for keeping all of us on our toes with the, okay, I think the poll results have to be shared a little later. Host, you can stop sharing them. Yeah, thanks. With that being done, it is now time for us to move into the most important, and I hope all of you will seize not the moment, well, we do have to seize the moment, the present day, but also make sure that you grab all of the points that we get in from the very important and interesting evaluation session that we're going to have. And to help us conduct the same, let me pass on the control and welcome our general evaluator for today, Toastmaster Saish.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjay. Just a second. Yeah. So now my job is to call upon the evaluator to evaluate the speech of speaker 1, that is Toastmaster Shubham. So Toastmaster Advait, over to you.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Saish.
Just a second, oh, you can.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster Saish. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and all dear guests, a very good evening once again. Toastmaster Shubham, you have succeeded in accomplishing the purpose of your speech. You correctly identified 3 different communication styles, one of them which was you, and one of them was your own. You also had a brilliant structure. You first introduced us to the topic, then you told the story of your father, then with your trekking guide, and then yourself. And each story had its own different communication style. I also liked the way you had a stern and firm voice when you spoke when you were trying to convey what your father had told you. It almost felt like it is a different person speaking. So these were all the good things which I felt. However, Toastmaster Shubham, I genuinely feel that this speech has great metal to become a better speech. And that is why you may agree with me or not, but I want you to repeat this speech. And I have a few recommendations for you which can help you deliver it better. First of all, stop beating around the bush. I want you to get to the point, and I don't want you to talk about all those things which are either not essential for the speech or are implicit with what you say. I also felt that you could kind of not treat the speech as a presentation and treat it more like a story. I noticed that you began by telling, I'm going to talk about my communications style, but I had already done that as your evaluator and there was no need for it. You did cover up in the end that this is all I want to speak about. That was good. And I would suggest you do the same later on if you wish to. And I also feel that if there is one more thing which I would like you to do is have a greater emphasis upon what you say. He heard me. And then he started, and then he began, the phase where you're talking about your trekking guide. I realized there is a great opportunity or a good space to express various vocal varieties, emphasis on certain words, and that could add up to the storytelling and engage the audience. In the end, I'll say that I will highly encourage you to repeat the speech. Do not consider this as a form of discouragement, but look at it as a learning. Over to you, Toastmaster Shubham.
Yeah, sorry, you're handing the stage to me. Okay, let's have a big round of applause for our evaluator, Toastmaster Advait. Well, the speaker will learn so much from you. Thank you for giving such a generous and wonderful evaluation. Now, let's proceed with the tag team. That is, I'm going to call first of all the timer to explain the timing taken by table topic speakers. And rest, we have no speaker and evaluation. Okay, evaluator as well, along with you. Timer, Shubham, are you there? Oh, you're on mute. Sorry, timer, Shubham. Please unmute yourself.
I'm doing the timing sequence on the background thing. For the tag team, we are not going to show clock. So if something going apart from time, so I will call.
Okay. Yeah, can you explain how much time the evaluator took or table topic speakers?
Evaluation for table topic speakers, all are qualified for voting.
Okay. Or can you explain the time taken by each speaker?
Time taken by each speaker.
Yeah.
Anand take 1 minute 53 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Ina ma'am takes 1 minute and 25 seconds. Sachin 1 minute 15 seconds. Anupriya 1 minute for 24 seconds. And Narayanan 1 minute and 22 seconds.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Timer. Now, proceeding with the language evaluator, I'm going to call upon Toastmaster Dhanashree. So over to you, Toastmaster Dhanashree.
Yes, thanks, Aish. So from grammarian perspective, today's meeting was great. It was, started on time, and then Sanjay conducting as a Toastmaster of the day was again a cherry on the cake. And I would present my report. So there were a word of the day was used by Sanjay a couple of times, and then Advait and Bina ma'am as well. And there were not so incorrect usage of language today, and there were many of outstanding usage. I couldn't capture them all, but then yeah, in Sanjay's speech, almost every other line of his talk was, I can say, included some kind of phrase or a word, such as unanimously or mind shouted, or to add into the misery, or I am on cloud 9, etc. Then again, Bina ma'am presence as well. I mean, she added few great words like turning something into my advantage, and I couldn't capture a couple of more of them. I think that was my report. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dynasty. It was a wonderful report. Now, next one, that is me only. That is AHA counter. Now I'm back to the stage to present my report. Well, we have too many people today, and I'm going to mention that there were more mistakes that made me so much happier, which is a path you can fight with, an obstacle which can make you more stronger further journey. Just a second, please. Okay. Now proceeding towards the Sergeant at Arms Dhanashri. At that time, you were flawless. But proceeding with her AHA counter, her language evaluator report, she has made 1 AHA. But kudos to you, you have improved very well. And now proceeding with the timer, Toastmaster Shubham. During his presiding officer and his timer role, total, I can say he has made 4 and 2 AHA. That's it. But I can recommend him a suggestion that and he can avoid using and whenever he communicates in language. That is the way which I gave at the beginning of the session by utilizing your energy. But overall, you are flawless. Now proceeding towards DTM Bina ma'am. She's too flawless, and the flawless one. There are 2 flawless speakers, DTM Bina ma'am and Toastmaster Sanjay. So let's have a round of applause for all these 2 speakers. Well, report is not over. Now proceeding with this, some of the guests along with Toastmaster Moise. Toastmaster Moise made 2 so and 2 AHA, but he has improved over and 1 he has made. That's why a congratulations so much Toastmaster Moise for listening my recommendation and taking it more important for the AHA counter such as crutches and filler words. Now proceeding with the guests that are too motivational. I can say guests have made only AHA and not more than 5. Guest Anand has made 4 AHA. Guest Sachin has made 3 AHA. Very well. Congratulations all the guests. Guest Anupriya during her tabletop speech only 3 AHA. Only guest Narayan has made 5 plus AHA. But I suggest all of these guests who have spoken very well by focusing more on the filler words and pauses. Hence, this is the result of your report. Well, you will do so much well in your communication in your future. So all the guests, double appraise to you more than the role players, that though you are a guest, you have spoken by focusing on the language, maybe on the pauses or maybe on the filler words. So as of my AHA counter report, last role player, that is Toastmaster Advait, has made only 1 2, he's almost flawless. So all the flawless speakers were Sanjay and DTM Bina ma'am. Well, as per their experience, you also can become like that when you communicate by focusing on these clauses and filler words. So kudos to you, both of the flawless speakers, and kudos all of you who has very less pauses along with filler words like aha, aham, but basically, and some pauses which you take when you forget particular communication. Now, I hope I have done with all the tag team. Now this is time for my report, that is general evaluation report. Sergeant at Arms, although you had a technical issue, you did very well. You did on the mobile phone, and although there was no photo, there was no camera sense, you explained very well the mission and explained very well the rules at the beginning of the meeting. I cannot say that you should start with a greater energy, because I guess you are facing some of the issue today as you were joining from the mobile or some other device, but you have done a very well job. It is a great appraise to you and great clouds to you. Congratulations, Dhanashri, for starting the meeting on time. That care and that etiquettes you maintain and protocols very well maintained by you. Congratulations, a great round of applause to you. Now, presiding officer, you welcome many guests and called also many guests. No recommendation, but you did very well, and you called one. There was only one guest at that time during your presiding officer report when you were addressing the club for president. At that time, only 2 guests, and you didn't miss the chance to call upon on the stage to make them their introduction and introduce themselves. That is a great appraise and great plaudits to you. Great way of Toastmaster presiding officer, and spoke some about the theme and some about the Toastmasters to put light on Toastmasters or Toastmasters Club in Baner or in some areas, so that guests may be aware and soon they may take a step related to communication and personal growth by becoming a member of one of the Toastmasters. Proceeding with the TMOD, Sanjay, I can say a great energy in you, the great fluency in your speech. You welcome guests as well. The great contribution was audience engagement. You engaged too much audience. You mentioned very much story about you, right? Roller coaster, or mentioned the lessons that we should enjoy life today. Now, most contribution part of this is that you introduced guests. Being a TMOD, you introduced many of the guests, and this is the way you can, in a very amiable way, connect with the guest, and hence they may be aware about how friendly environment and such an affable environment is in Toastmasters about the people. Hence, soon this environment makes sense to the people to become members and contribute themselves, their growth and their ideas in Toastmaster. Such friendly environment is too helpful in Toastmaster. Now proceeding with the, I can say you also explained too much of sections like speeches, this and this. Only if you take care of time, although we had much time, but when you introduce a recommendation that when you introduce all of the guests or majority of the guests, always take care of time. All ask the timer once, for example, timer or Shubham, that timer, do we have time for the speech sections more, or do we have time, how much time I have for my own introduction or my TMOD role? That you could have got clarity from the timer once in a meeting by interrupting, and then you could have proceeded that with some of the guests by taking their introduction, that can I go with some of the more guests for the introduction, like that you could have asked timer or consult him. But overall you were flawless. I can say you are too experienced in Toastmasters, so well job done, and all the best for your further roles in TMOD. All the guests have arrived today and they are so amazed with your speeches which you delivered today. Now proceeding with timer role, timer Shubham, you did a great 2 roles along with presiding officer and speeches. You managed the meeting very well, though condition is like that. But hence, if there are guests, there are members who are not part of our Toastmaster club, but they are Toastmaster or maybe a guest, meeting becomes so excited. But timer, I can say that you explained very well about your role, explained who are qualified or not. Just the thing is that you should be confident about the time sequences, means there should not be chance anyone should say that, can you explain the time sequence at the time of your report? Though maybe a one speaker or one evaluator, you have to explain the time sequences along with all who has taken this much time, 1 second, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. That is a particular rule, general, formed for the timer. But overall, you are flawless and have a great job for done. Now proceeding towards grammarian, a well job done. I think that the Toastmaster Dhanasri, language evaluator role she is doing for the second time, but a great confidence to you by mentioning word of the day and phrase of the day. And you also mentioned a great step you have taken, mentioned the guest to try the word of the day and phrase of the day. Many have tried, like Advait and some of the guests. Now proceeding towards, you have no recommendations, you were too flawless. This step has been taken, though you are new to the club. Now TTM Moise, I can say you have done a great creativity way by that circle. That is an impressive way to attract the people during table topics. I can say during round robin also a great way of Messenger, Yahoo Messenger. But a recommendation is that you're engaged very well. You preferred guest, I can say, though you're playing the role for the first time, you preferred guest first, though you had less topics. But our recommendation is that you were only choosing the guest. It would be great if you say, can some of the guests raise their hand? You have to prefer them if they wish to go for table topics, because some of the guests may remain unplayed. They wanted to go, but they cannot go because you chose other guests. That is why instead of choosing, sometimes you have to choose, but some topics maybe last or 2 more topics you have, you can ask guests that anyone wish to go, and hence someone can raise hand or someone can interrupt, then you can give them, because anyone who wishes to go, he has the right to speak on by thinking on his feet. Okay, so this is a recommendation, but though you're playing a first time role, all the guests interacted and responded very well to you. Kudos to you. Now last but not the least, Evaluator Advait. I can say Evaluator Advait, you mentioned very well CRC topic. That is CRC, comment and recommend topic to a speaker. Explained very well the communication style which was applied by Toastmaster Shubham. Only you explained the objective very well during his speech. Only the thing is that focus more on the content for recommendations or for the commendations. That for recommendations you could have explained that how the style has impacted him or not, or comment more on the objective. That is a recommendation. But apart from this, you have done a great job. So kudos to you. Now, talking about the meeting, this meeting, I'm done with role players. Meeting started well. All the guests arrived for today's meeting, and meeting is ending well on the time. So I appreciate the presence of all the guests today, though we had less members. I was not expecting that there would be more than 10 members or 8 members either. But all the guests have arrived and made this meeting a great and successful meeting. Hence, you all are guests. You all are the contribution to this meeting. Do take a step to join Toastmasters and become a member for a long time there. That's a recommendation. Hence, you can become a great speaker, but you can also become a great leader, and hence you can teach people your values and your ideas. So that's it from my end. Over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Thank you so much. Can we give a good round of applause for our general evaluator who's been very meticulous with this report? I really appreciate you doubling up, playing up the role of the R counter, G, and observing so many points. Well, all of the guests who are here, I'm sure the Toastmasters are familiar with how this works, but all the guests who are here, you see, this is why we say that evaluation is the most important bit, because everyone is evaluated, and you won't believe me that even Toastmaster Saish is going to get some feedback definitely post the meeting from the various members. And all of us, no matter how long we've been in Toastmasters, no matter how good we think we are or how good you think we are, we definitely have scope for improvement. And that's the reason we say that Toastmasters definitely helps us get better. And that brings us almost to the end of the meeting. One thought that I'd like to leave all of you with, in line with where I had started from, that the present context has given us more lessons than ever. We never thought that we would be glued, like I was talking in the round robin. We never thought, and I never imagined that someday we would be doing a Toastmasters meeting online. And maybe if we would do it as an experimentation, never thought that this would become a way of life for weeks, months, and years now. However, we've gone ahead and it said that beggars are not choosers. We definitely have to adapt to how the situation really goes ahead. For the very same reason, I suggest all of you to please live your present moment to the fullest. The present that we have right now is definitely not going to come back. Well, tomorrow there will be a new present, but I would like to recall the movie dialogue, the movie title that I had spoken earlier. Kal ho na ho. Who knows what happens tomorrow, or who knows if there's a tomorrow or not. So let us keep that in mind as we go ahead. Carpe Diem, all of you, seize the moment, enjoy and live to the fullest. With that, we are at the end of the meeting, and I would now like to hand it over. Well, I have nothing to hand over. I wish there was a stage, but yeah. Toastmaster Shubham. My laptop, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. My laptop is my laptop, none of your laptop. It's time you have your laptop and get started. Over to the presiding officer for the day, Toastmaster Shubham, for the further proceedings of the meeting. Thank you so much all for patiently listening to whatever I had to say.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sanjay. So I'm launching the polls. We'll give you 15 to 20 seconds. Please vote your bestie. Best auxiliary role player. Please vote. I request everyone to vote. Yes, everyone has voted. Okay, so I'm ending poll in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and go. This is done. Thank you. Now I'm going to share the polls for the best role player. Just a second. For the best role player, we have 3 role players: TMOD, Sanjay, G, and TTM. So please vote your bestie. Okay. Now, in few seconds, I'm ending the polls. So 3, 2, 1, go. Done. Okay, I'm ending the poll now. Okay, so now it's time for the presiding officer address and feedback from the guests. So I am handing the stage to presiding officer to take the feedback and announce this meeting adjourned. Over to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Shubham.
First of all, thanks Sanjay for this brilliant TMOD and this amazing topic and the story that you covered in the whole meeting, and make each and every one stick with your words towards whole meeting. So kudos to you for that. And thanks Sash for launching the poll. I think you are ready with your certificates.
I guess I'll prepare the certificate, but today we have too many guests. You can take their feedback of each and every guest.
Yeah,
we have too much time as today.
Yeah, I can do that, but you can prepare for the.
Yeah, I'll prepare certificates till then.
So thanks to each and everyone who are stick with us towards the end of the meeting. So first we'll start with our guest. So we'll start with guest Ajink. Can you please turn on your camera and give your feedback for the today's meeting? Is it met your expectation for the today's meeting?
Hi, yeah. So it was a really nice experience to join and be a part of this. The meeting was really it made us welcome, and it was really engaging in terms of including the guest also. So I like that part, and yeah, all in all, a very nice experience.
Great. Okay, our VP membership Toastmaster Preet is not here in the meeting. We'll let him know about your number, and he will in touch with all of the guests one by one. So just be in touch and be in our guest group. Next, I like to call upon I like to call guest Anand. What's your experience for the today's meeting?
So it was a very nice experience for me. I had very least expectation. So everything went beyond what I had imagined. It had a great structure. That was a good part of it. It made everybody involved into it as part of the whole process, which was another good thing. And this did not include any theory. It was completely practical, as you mentioned at the beginning of the session also. So, which is something that I was more keenly looking forward to. And hence, for me, it has met more than what I had expected.
Thanks, Anand. Next, I'd like to call upon stage guest Anupriya. How's your experience for the previous meeting?
Hi, my experience was quite pleasant. The kind of structure you have, the kind of process you follow in Toastmasters, it's a very good way to test the waters, and the fact that you get all the guests involved in tabletop and also the round robin. That was a great experience and understanding of how Toastmasters work. I really like the fact that everyone who's a part of Toastmasters have their rules and responsibilities assigned, and they have a certain responsibility towards the session. So it keeps everyone really engaged. I really like the format. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thanks. Guest Sachin, what's your experience?
Well, this is my second time of joining, and as expected, it is really well organized. You people manage very, very nicely. All people who have the responsibility has really done extremely well. And of course, listening to TMOD Sanjay and Veena Madam is always a pleasure, because they are experts, they are flawless. So it's nice to listen to them and get motivation from them. and of course the others are actually are like us who are learning. So I will keep joining. This meeting. And maybe very surely be a part of Toastmaster also. Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, Sachin, for this feedback. I hope, Sash, we are ready with our certificates. Okay, please share your screen. And
Yes, we are.
we can go for our moment of glory. So on the basis of your votes and the poll you are using, on the basis of that, the result is going on.
So the best speaker is Toastmaster Shubham, as we have only one speaker. Which I'll take.
Sash, just sorry for interrupting. I'm exceeding the time, so I'm not eligible for voting. And as I'm not eligible for voting, I am not the best speaker.
Okay. So let's move further.
Okay, and next
best table topic.
Yeah.
Best table topic speaker is DTM Dina ma'am. Congratulations, DTM Dina ma'am. Can we capture a moment, Shubham?
Just give me a second, Sash.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Now time for the best evaluator is Toastmaster Advait. Congratulations, Toastmaster Advait. Click a picture, spot it.
Just give me a second, Sash.
Yeah, he's there. Okay. Congratulations, Toastmaster. I'll share you your certificate.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Now the time for the best auxiliary role player. Thank you for appreciation. That is me. So Shubham, can you capture my moment? Okay, done.
No, it's not done. If it is done, I will call you.
Okay, done. Now time for the. Okay, shall we proceed now, Shubham? Okay. Best role player. Time for the best role player is Toastmaster Sanjay. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sanjay. Great way of fluency and speech. Yeah, spotlight just. Yeah. Okay, done.
Yes, we are done.
Okay, so thank you, Moments of Glory. Thank you that you are here today, and great for attending all this meeting. So I'll stop my sharing screen. Toastmaster Shubham, you can take now feedback. Over to you.
Sash, I think we are done with the feedback, and we don't have any announcement today, so we can close the meeting here.
Okay, so thank you all the guests for attending.